It's Friday the 29th of May. It's raining here in North Lincolnshire at our trial site at Uncle Henry's, which is at Grayingham, up approximately 5 miles from Scunthorpe. Just come to have a quick look around the plots to see what was happening. Disease level still relatively low, although yellow rust is starting to now show on the usual suspect varieties. Septoria levels still relatively low, confined to the base of the crop, largely due to no rainfall in April. So I'll just have a quick look down, see what things look like. Firstly, Gallant, as you can see, treated now. Crop is just poking through, relatively clean as you would expect. T2 went on last week. And if we move across to the untreated, you can just start to see yellow rust coming into the crop. Be focusing down there, very difficult to see in this rain, but yellow rust just starting to show, and it's only just really started to come in the last week. So currently still relatively clean. Septoria levels relatively low in the base of the crop. Carrying on with the group ones, we've now got Crusoe. Little bit behind the Gallant, there's no ears showing yet, not just one poking. Very clean in the treated, as you would expect, and also extremely clean in the untreated. Strong disease characteristics, looking quite good. Moving on to Skyfall, the latest group one. I've got a considerable acreage of this year. Again, the ears are just poking. If we look in the treated crop, very clean. And again, if we go in the untreated, also remarkably clean. Again, showing its high disease ratings. Again, if we look in the, you can see right down into the base of the crop, still relatively clean. Looking a very promising variety. New variety, KWS Trinity. Again, treated, very clean. Ears just splitting, crop just starting to boot, as you can see down there. Again, if we look in the untreated, only can see in the top of the canopy. I'm not taking my umbrella away because I'm going to get soaked. A little bit more Septoria, certainly dirtier than Skyfall, but on the whole quite good. A new group 2 KWS Lily, again treated, looking extremely good. Moving across to the untreated, again showing good disease characteristics, dirty in the bottom. Be interesting to see what happens over the coming weeks. We'll just walk down the trials to have a look at some of the group 4s. No let up in the rain. Very very dull murky day. Obviously with some moisture now and ears splitting, now is the time to get our pollen beetle traps, orange wheat blossom beetle traps out. And yeah, we have to now be on guard for those. Clear differences in the varieties between those with good disease characteristics and those weaker ones. Here we go with Santiago. Again, if we mind what the likes of Skyfall look like, very clean in the untreated. This is treated. Again, relatively clean. In fact, very clean. And if we just move across to the untreated, it's not too bad for Santiago. Yellow rust just starting to come in. Here we have some areas, excuse the volunteer potato. We just have a few areas just starting to show. So again, considering how weak it can be on yellow rust, quite impressive so far. Kielder, again, treated as you would expect. These varieties all behind the Skyfall. And then in the untreated, you can now see in Kielder quite a lot of yellow rust activity starting to show. certainly as we get over here, this patch is starting to come. A week ago I was asked, had we waste money on fungicides? Looking at these plots, it's now starting to show the disease levels coming in. I think that this is a year where the agronomists should have earned their money in tailoring the approaches. Conqueror, again, treated, relatively clean. You can see Conqueror really starting to push ears out. Good variety for drilling late. Untreated, not too bad. Quite weak on Septoria, so it'll be interesting to see how this develops over the coming weeks. Now we've had some rainfall in the last 10 days. Relay, much shorter. Treated, very good. Untreated, also very clean. Again, good disease ratings for Septoria. Will be interesting to see how this again develops over the coming weeks. Another favourite, JB Diego, much taller. If you go back and compare it side by side with a Relay, you can just about see that. Again, very clean in the treated, just starting to boot and split. We go across to the untreated. Again, currently relatively clean. My aim is to do a weekly update video now, or weekly every 10 days dependent on time. We'll just move round the trial to some of the other key varieties. The field is a crop of Santiago. It was drilled after potatoes. In the distance is a field of maize, nicely up in rows. And to the left, just behind the trees, is Oilseed Rape, which has now almost all lost its flowers. Looking down at another relatively clean variety is Evolution. You can see again in the treated, quite clean. In the untreated, again, relatively clean. Started to boot. Big difference in PGR in terms of the effect. Quite short if we look at the canes. Probably 3 to 4 inches taller. So I'd say probably a high PGR input variety. Panacea, Group 4 soft, has a weakness of yellow rust. Treated, extremely clean. And you can see the yellow rust starting in the Panacea. It's just starting to show. So again, we'd expect this to start taking off now. Reflection, the new Syngenta Group 4, high yielding, quite early to mature, which is why there'll be considerable interest in it. Relatively clean in the treated, as we would hope for. And just to move across to the untreated. Slight bit of yellow rust starting to come in. It scores a 6. It is part of its parentage is Oakley, so it will need just careful management. But on the whole, very good. The final one to show is Bolepi. Bear in mind these were drilled early October. Extremely far forward, ears out. Again, the treated. The one thing I've noticed with Bolepi is it's got a huge flag leaf. Going to take some managing drilled this early. As we look across to the treated, untreated, it's extremely tall, probably 6 inches taller than anything else, and there is sign of disease and yellow rust coming in. So again, it will want managing. Not normally would we drill it in October, obviously it just gets drilled when the trial site's drilled. Further down we have lots of different fungicide and nutrient interactions. We'll update them in due course. Currently very little to see and it's raining, so I will head back to my truck.